Israel has ordered its army to draw up plans to facilitate what it calls the voluntary departure of residents from Gaza. Facing global condemnation, the Trump administration has been dialing back some aspects of the Gaza proposal, saying the relocation of Palestinians will be temporary. But President Trump has failed to mention how temporary the relocation would be. Posting on Truth Social this morning, he said they would actually have a chance to be happy, safe and free. The US, working with great development teams from all over the world, would slowly and carefully begin construction of what would become one of the greatest and most spectacular developments of its kind on Earth. No soldiers by the US would be needed. Stability for the region would reign. Benjamin Netanyahu has described the plan as remarkable, adding that it should be explored.
The actual idea of allowing first Gazans who want to leave. I mean, what's wrong with that? They can leave, they can then come back, they can relocate and come back, but you have to rebuild Gaza. If you want to rebuild Gaza, you can't have, this is the first good idea that I've heard. It's a remarkable idea.
Alistair Bunkle has more from Jerusalem.
He hasn't given any detail about where he thinks Gazans could be relocated to. He hasn't said what would happen if some Gazans, and the expectation is that a lot of Gazans, most Gazans, would not want to leave the Gaza Strip. So what happens then? And the way he's framed it, particularly in that post, Israel would hand over Gaza to the United States. That has gone down very badly indeed. It sort of suggests that it's Israel's land to hand over to the United States. It gives no consideration for the 2 million Palestinians who live in Gaza. Their homes, maybe are destroyed, but they are still their homes. It is still their land, and that's why it's caused so much anger around the world, not just in the Middle East. But I mean, you've seen Western allies of Israel and the United States coming out against it pretty strongly. And it shows, I think, the strength of feeling, because we've seen since Donald Trump was elected and inaugurated, I think a lot of America's traditional allies sort of kind of tiptoeing around Donald Trump. Not on this. They have said, Gazans have to have the freedom to remain in Gaza. Should they wish to do so, they should be able to return to their homes, and they should be supported in the rebuilding of their homes. So, Donald Trump's proposal has caused shockwaves. It has very little substance to it. What I would say in its favour is that it has started a conversation. And maybe that was his plan. Maybe his plan was to jolt particularly some of the Arab countries into starting to think about a realistic future for Gaza. And if that was his plan, then there are some early signs that maybe it is working. But at the moment, it is a plan that would involve the forced eviction of possibly 2 million people, which would go against international law. It is not supported by America's allies. It is not supported by Arab countries in the Middle East. And so therefore, it remains at the moment extremely flawed.